Hello and welcome, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read for January 2021 or timeless. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of During the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me now. Yeah, hi, happy New Year, everybody. Glad to be back to work. Took a couple of days off. Put out some stuff over the week, but I really needed some downtime, so it's okay. Had a lovely Happy New Year, and I hope you all did too. If you're new to my channel, you know the deal. You know the YouTube rules. Like if you like, subscribe if you want more, and all that, right? Comment. I do read them, and I appreciate them. And also, there is an extended reading that I will be doing on VIMEO.com for this series. I'm really only doing 1 or 2 of those a month. There's 24 videos. I've got a whole other career going on at the same time as this. So very, very happy and honored to be serving. But let's get down to business. This is a soulmate contract read. Soulmate and twin flame are not the same thing. They are 2 different types of soul contracts, pre-incarnational agreements you make with other souls that have to do really more with healing than anything else. In the twin flame contract, you teach each other how to heal yourselves, and that sounds good, but we just did a podcast, Mal and Mal with Mal Flanders, my collaborative partner and friend. Mal and Mal do twin flame soulmates and all that jazz. I'll link that in the description box, as well as the Matt Kahn video, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined, which is really worth the listen. Just to put a fine point on it, then a soulmate contract is you help each other heal through quantum entanglement, and they're not all sexual romantic, but these readings are about those. Because, you know, family stuff, you're going to work it out. Your family, right? It's the how do you bring unconditional love into a romantic relationship, right? Where I love you unconditionally, but if you touch anybody else, I'll kill you, right? It's like, no, that's not how it rolls, right? That's twin flame. But yet healthy boundaries, right? And honor and all that. So here's the deal. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're only doing 13 cards. And for the extended, I was told grab every other deck that you need to clarify whatever is on the table when you get to the extended. So I guess that's about it. We are looking at it as a contract, party number 1, party number 2. We're going to call it divine feminine, divine masculine, divine yin, divine yang, however you want to do that. Has nothing to do with bodily gender at all. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Just stay in the present moment, breathe, feet on the floor if you can. Just because people, if you want to resonate, you're sitting like this, like what's resonating? You kind of, the more relaxed you are, right? The more you'll know. Other than that, yeah, just stay in the present moment, breathe, and all of the decks that I ever work with are always in the bottom of the description box. You give credit where credit is due. I'm done. Breathe. Oh, there you are. My collective pantheons. I love you. Of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all. Please, 3 cards in clarity, 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, and 1 for the overall soulmate contract for January 2021 or timeless Aries collective. There we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, January 2021 or timeless. There's our divine feminine. Just put the divine masculine right in my hand. Thank you very much. And for the overall contract, I felt it right in the center of the deck. There we go. Now that 3rd card down will be the last card. We turn over, sort of giving that a bit of a reveal of, oh, that's what's the overall soul part of the contract that's being worked on. All right, divine feminine, divine masculine, as I said, has nothing to do with gender. And these cards can be a little triggery. The Caroline Mace archetype deck, shadow and light attribute, lead and gold, toxic and healthy. But the thing is, a quantum, oh, wow. The great part about this is that a soulmate contract, this is what you are helping each other heal through quantum entanglement, whether you're aware of it or not, right? That's like a whole quantum subatomic part of this. It's a long story. Watch some of the vids to explain it, because this is really cool. You've got the divine feminine warrior. Hi, Diana. I see you, Diana. There she is. I'm very Wonder Woman 1984 nowadays. And the divine masculine storyteller. Now, the storyteller and the warrior. I mean, sort of evenly matched in a way. This is the action family of archetypes, and this is the wisdom family. Now, we're so used to seeing these reversed in bodily gender, right? Like the feminine storyteller and like the females, I should say, storyteller and the male warrior, but we know that that can go like this, right? So let me read you the shadow attribute. This is what is being healed consciously or unconsciously through your contract, even if you haven't met yet. That's the weird part about a soul contract. That's why when you meet later on in life and you start comparing histories, you're like, oh my God, I went through that. I was at the same restaurant at the same time that happened, right? You're doing this parallel lives thing. Shadow attribute, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. That's not good. In a relationship, that's really not good. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Yeah, red flag, right? But here's where you're shooting. This is what the divine feminine here is shooting for in her alchemy. The light attribute, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Essentially, divine feminine, if this is you. It's Wonder Woman 1984. Oh, thank her, that's my wish. I give everything I have every day, and I'm happy to. It's just this one thing. I was hemorrhaging seawater out my eyes so that I just did that this past year. I renounce my wish. For the divine masculine, I'll talk about a story here. The shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. That's a fun goal. Just tell the fucking truth, right? Because if you've got a divine feminine warrior who's in her truth and in her honor, that shit will not float. She'll know, too. Divine feminine. Worst thing you can do to a divine feminine or an empath or an intuitive is lie or withhold information, because we know something's off and it drives us crazy. That's called gaslighting, by the way. When an intuitive comes into it, it's gaslighting. Something's off. I can feel it. No, everything's fine. No, right? The light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols, which is amazing soul power to have. That's what archetypes are. You're developing a soul power by transmuting the symbolic lead in your system into symbolic gold, from an insulator to a conductor, raising your vibration. There's so many ways to look at that. All right, we've got our happy couple here. We're going to take Daughters of the Moon Tarot, get the elements spread for her. Take the Mythic Tarot, get the elements spread for him. Let's see what hits the table. Take a nice deep breath. Gotcha. My element, my goddesses of fire, and the sign of Aries. Yeah, man, I'm feeling the pantheon of divine feminine warriors on this. Please. 5 cards, element spread, element of fire. What is this divine feminine's element of fire? What does she want? What does she burn for? What does she yearn for in this contract? I have to say she and he, just to keep straight in my head. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Element of earth. What's fueling the fire for her? Element of air. What is she thinking predominantly about this contract? Element of water. Oh, element of water. What is she predominantly feeling about this contract? And element of spirit. What is the point of view on the soul who signed the contract, so to speak, before incarnating? He said, yeah, no, that will be great. Let's do that. I hope their lawyers were present at the time there are contracts, there are lawyers. I was raised by a lawyer. My mother divorced my father. And married her divorce lawyer, and they're still together. And I call them Zeus and Hera, particularly because the divine plan strategy on that one. Divine masculine storyteller. Let's look at him. Same thing. Breathe. Okay. My gods of fire, the divine masculine aspect, and the sign of Aries. Please, for this Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, please clarify this storyteller element of fire. What does he desire? Okay, I gotcha. Element of earth. What fuels the fire for him? Element of air. What is he thinking predominantly? Element of water. What is he feeling predominantly? That one. And the card of spirit, power of spirit, element of spirit. What is the point of view of the soul who agreed to the contract in the first place? All right, all of the cards are on the table. What we're going to do now is turn them over element by element, both sides, so we can compare what they want, what they have, what they feel, what they think, what they feel, and what their soul says about all of this right now. Remember, timeless read, January 2021, depending on when you're watching this. But in terms of the contract, right? In terms of the, wow. Okay. So here's the deal. We're out of the gate with the Divine Feminine with the Five of Flames. Now, I know it's usually considered a card of conflict, but in this deck, there's another card called Conflict. It's actually the Four of Flames. This is the eruption, Pele, the volcano, something that's been brewing inside of them. And in the extended, we will check this, because this feels a little kundalini for the majority of you, if you know what I mean, you yoga people. This feels like spiritual, sexual energy, something that's been brewing for a very, very long time, but the warrior in their light really knows how to discipline that, right? How to channel that, hopefully not sublimate it, push it down, repress it, or use it in a way that inflicts suffering on others. Yeah. The Divine Masculine has the Nine of Pentacles, what he wants in this contract. So it could be that this is like the most literal of it. The Divine Feminine really wants to get her passion in, really wants this to move forward, to change. Fives are a number of change numerologically, always. I mean, it's just basic numerology. So I'm not feeling conflict on this as much as I'm feeling like there's this wattage building up inside of her that she needs to release. The Divine, and this feels very, very sexual actually, the Divine Masculine, the Nine of Pentacles there, wants that stability and that independence in this. Now, my sense of this is that then the Divine Masculine might not be so very independent right now. The thing about storytellers it's the stories they tell themselves. Well, as soon as I get this, and this, then I'll be able to do that. And that's the ego anticipating. We're going to do it anyway, but to be aware of that. Because it was the Ten of Pentacles, that would really be the sharing of this. But this feels like, oh, that's a really nice way to say it. He wants to have that stability within himself, like really all his ducks in order, so that he can withstand her lava. Yikes, I've never seen shit like that before. Element of Earth, what they got, what's fire? Lovely. She's got the Cancerian card, so she has really got that creative water thing going on inside here. Her intuition is on point, right? It's the Mother of Cups. This would be the King of Cups in the traditional tarot. So there is something here. She got the emotional maturity for it, right? It doesn't feel like the water is going to put out the fire, but that she's going to be able to temper fire and water, right? And there's definitely a strong, like a warrior's intuition, if we can call that a thing. Usually you call that instinct. But there's something really, it is emotional. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on here. Now, this is the Cancer card. So this could be a Cancer, right? So there's a Cancer person involved here. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus under someone who is, and I'll use this word gently, motherly. Now, I don't mean in terms of age, but in terms of that nurturance, but that emotional maturity. There is a thing there, right? It's not a knight. But interesting, he's got the King of Swords. So I'm wondering if this is like who they are in some way, right? So the Divine Feminine has this depth of emotion, very loving, and very fourth house, like probably has a nice house, or at least a nice home. House and home are not the same thing. House is a structure. Home is a vibe, right? And an emotional vibe. It feels like home, right? A sacred space. Where this Divine Masculine is King of Swords, Libra, right? Really has the ability to be fair and balanced and see things clearly. Now, the Libra card is seventh house energy. So it could be that this person has, particularly with the storyteller, more of a romantic, poetic vibe to them. Or they're verbal, right? Like, they like symmetry. Just got Soul Eater flashbacks. That thing of, let me just sit, let's balance this out. Now, the thing is, what I'm also getting here is the storyteller might be telling them the story. It's like, well, let's just make sure everything's in balance, or let's make sure everything's in balance before we make a move here, which is wonderful. But that thing of making up stories that harm others, it's like, is there always going to be a to be continued? Oh, we got it into balance. Let's see what it does for another month. It's like, wait a minute, right? And that's why she might be like, can we fucking get on with this? I love you. You love me. Now, again, some of you haven't met this person. That's the thing about a general read. And I'm going to say, like, if you're already resonating with this, definitely check out the extended if you want. But to book me a private session, you just say, okay, the reading that people have done, it was that reading you did. In this case, it would be the Aries January soulmate read. That was the one that really triggered me. So I can like go back and look, right? It's a good thing to have things on video. All right, element of air. What are they thinking? What you thinking? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, no major arcana card on the table till right now. We got the Tower. So look, what she's predominantly thinking about this contract is things are going to change. Things have to change. Kali, the Awakener, something that has been slow or sleeping. Wake up, Pearl! Right? But it's major arcana being struck by lightning. Now, is that happening? That's what she's thinking about it. Maybe she's been struck by lightning. Maybe that's what ignited what she wants, right? That clarity, that yod, that finger of God, that droplet of light and grace that just breaks things down. So this could absolutely be a complete reformation of her mental field, of her belief systems. I'm definitely going to clarify that. For him, he's got the Four of Wands, so he is thinking, yeah, I would love to get to that Four of Wands stage, right? Let's set up camp. Let's set up camp. Let's play house, right? It's not the 10. It's a 4. It's a nice rest. It's like, hang out with you. A lot of people say it's the marriage card, and I get that, but that's not really what's going on here. This is Jason and the Argonauts retrieving the quest of the Golden Fleece, right? So they have reached the island where the Golden Fleece is, and they are setting up camp. They're like, okay, we got through this part, so let's just eat, and let's rest, and let's hang, right? Because the 5 is coming, right? The change is coming. At least that's what he's thinking, where it feels like her thought process on this whole thing has completely changed and quickly. Lightning doesn't take a long time to strike. What's going on emotionally here? Here we have the 4 of Cups for the Divine Feminine and the 2 of Pentacles. So there's still some residual emotional baggage going on here. Emotional release, let's put it that way, because everybody got emotional baggage. The 4 of Cups here, called sorrow in this deck, may or may not play itself out as sorrow. But I also get the feeling this person, this Divine Feminine, is processing emotion from past heartbreaks, but is being very stoic about it. May not be sharing too much of this stuff. This feels extremely private. This feels very much like, I don't want to say that there's emotional bypassing going on here, but there could be. Emotional bypassing is when you use spiritual or psychological techniques to avoid the pain of the emotions you actually need to feel, right? I mean, it's sort of like a mental drug, I guess. And certainly there are belief patterns to do that, and that might be what has been struck here. It might be that this Divine Feminine warrior has had one of those awakening moments. Truth has been realized, and as a result, the emotional stuff in the cell tissue is coming out. But there's still, as ever, one cup behind her that she's not focused on right now. That this is really about focusing on what has been lost. Yeah. True or not, right? That's how she's feeling. 2 of Pentacles here, he's getting himself into emotional balance. He is getting his coin together, but in an emotional way, right? To get to that 9 of Pentacles. Yes, he wants to be financially solvent. I get that. He wants to be financially independent so that he can be a stable foundation. But the funny thing is that a warrior doesn't need that usually. It's like, I'll make my own stability, thanks, right? Particularly Divine Feminines, please. Please, I have so many of them in my life. They're all Valkyries, right? But what I get is that if these two haven't met, they're really like, it's not that they have to go through like years and years and years of more process before they're ready to meet somebody. That's ridiculous anyway. The relationship is what moves you through it. But more like they're sanding down some of the the fine edges of things here within themselves. And if they do know each other, I don't feel like they're together. I feel like there is a separation here while they're preparing. And you know that's the situation on planet Earth in the majority right now, right? It's like you do understand what's going on planet Earth, not just spiritually, but, you know, physically, in the air, so to speak. Okay, point of view of the soul. Now, usually when we see the Three of Blades, we immediately think heartbreak. In this deck, it's not that. It's focus, which to me, I always say, if you look at the Three of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the heart is not broken, it's pierced. It's get to the heart of the matter. Focus. This is an air element. Element of air. Thought. Mind. Focus the mind. And I feel like that is in direct correlation with so far the only major arcana card in the spread with this divine feminine in her level of air. I really think the soul, the point of view of the soul is saying, just focus, girl. Focus, like a warrior's focus, right? All right, they're giving me the image of a sniper, okay? We'll sit on a cliff, on a shelf, wherever, hidden bell tower, whatever, and just sit there focused, waiting to take their shot. Oh, that's a horrible metaphor, but I think you get what I got here, because he's got the Six of Cups. So she got the Four of Cups, dealing with the past. He's got the Six of Cups. These two know each other. These two know each other. The soul is saying, this ain't done. There is unfinished emotional business here. Now, I do feel like they have massive potential of helping each other heal, but they're really in their own stuff. Now, she really wants the situation to change, no question, and he wants to be more stable before it does, right? She's got the emotional maturity. He's got the mental maturity. That's a nice way of looking at that, because it is the King of Cups and the King of Swords here. She's definitely thinking, this needs to change, or the change is already undergoing. He's really thinking about the comfort and the warmth and the let's play house, let's hang out, let's have that passionate intimacy in some way, shape, or form. She's feeling very much sadness, regret, loss, grief. He's feeling emotionally balanced, or is in process of finding that emotional balance, juggling. So he might be feeling two things as well there, but they're about the physical world, those coins. And the soul saying, here we go. The soul saying that we've got focus, warrior, focus. The Six of Cups, remember. Remember emotionally. Remember this person. Remember how they feel. Now with the storyteller, that can beget a lot of creativity. Absolutely. Like even if they've just met, there's something about their interaction here, a warrior and a storyteller. Oh my God. It's like Geralt and Jaskier. It is. It's The Witcher. You know, I do both of them, right? Separately. I don't know that I would want the competition that much with him in the room. Oh, drink that bath water. Okay, look, last card down. I said I'm going to do the. Oh, wow. Okay, so the dominant archetype, the soul power being developed in both of you, this divine feminine warrior and this divine masculine storyteller, is the nature child archetype. Now, everybody has a child archetype, not everybody has the nature child. Now, the shadow attribute of this is so toxic, and we all knew kids like this growing up. Tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Well, abusing the environment seems to, whatever. Light attribute, friendship with animals, communicates with nature spirits. Like, I feel like you take these two and take them out of an urban setting, even into maybe even a suburb, like at the beach. You put them at the beach, put them in the mountains, put them in the forests, right? That there is going to be like, and it's just funny because she would be out, and let's not say hunting and trapping if that's not your thing, but you know what I mean, being the warrior, while he would be sitting by the fire, like writing and telling stories, which is a real wonderful, wonderful thing here. Now, look, this means that there's an innocence in your relationship. The child archetype, regardless of sub-pattern, is the guardian of safety and innocence. And when that child in your heart feels safe, it's up for anything. It sees things with fresh, brand new eyes. Even if it's the same place it's been before, if it feels safe, it's looking to experience the new. If it doesn't feel safe, you can take it to its favorite place on earth, and it will hide and cower. So it feels like might be some childhood stuff here, but also remember the child archetype is part of the survival family of archetypes. The child, the victim victor, the saboteur empower, and the prostitute archetype everybody has. Even nations have that. Read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace, because the 4 survival archetypes are the trunk of the archetypal tree. That if you want to heal the warrior and the storyteller and the artist and the healer and blah, 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 those 4 need to be stabilized in an ongoing thing. It's not like, oh, I'm finally done. It's not like, it's something, not that you earn every day, but it's something that always grows and evolves. So that's what I see for you, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And of course, hit the link to Vimeo if you want to go deeper on this, because I'm looking forward to going deeper on this. So may the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus lines be blessed with all that they need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for January 2021 or timeless, that they may help each other heal, help each other grow, learn, evolve, become the best that they can be, and fulfill their roles in the divine plan according to the golden timeline for the well-being of all. So moon it be. And so it is, because as soulmates heal each other, they help us all heal. So there's not just the soul contract, quantum entanglement of healing, helping each other heal, but as one heart heals, all hearts heal. And that's why I feel like this year will be when a lot of the soulmate contracts come together physically. Right? So there you go. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of January 2021, or whenever you are watching this. My lovely Aries friends, again, like, subscribe, and all that jazz if you want it. Otherwise, hail, farewell, my Aries, and blessed. Say goodbye, Diana. Goodbye, Diana. Blessed, blessed be.